away your broccoli, spinach, and Brussels sprouts. You don't need them. What you need is a big old slab of beef. And if that sounds good to you, then you're not going to want to miss out on some of the information that I have for you. Hi, I'm Tony H. Anderson. I'm your resident carnivore enthusiast and lifestyle coach. And welcome to the I Got Beef podcast. Now, literally, I have beef. I got beef with people who turn their noses at me because I won't eat their stinky vegetables. And these stinky vegetables, they bloat me and they give me gas. And quite frankly, I want to live like my ancestors and eat meat right off the bone, soon as it's piping hot, coming off the fire, juicy and full of flavor. Now, granted, I'm not a hunter, not yet, but I am a gatherer, and I do go to the grocery store and I gather all the meat that I can in the meat section. So I'll let my resident butchers hook that up for me, and then I'll eat a healthy lifestyle. And what does that look like for me? It looks like meat, beef, steak, ruminant meat. I'm talking about lamb. I'm talking about venison, okay? These are meats that have vitamins and nutrients that most people just don't know about. Beef has gotten a horrible rap because the standard American diet has taken over, and who's ever paying the most money, they'll tell you, hey, this salad dressing is healthy for you. Eat this instead of that. Well, my friends, I'm here to set you straight. I'm here to let you know that the standard American diet is a lie, and I think you should give beef a try. Red meat, okay? Now, according to my research, beef has over 5 essential nutrients, including protein, iron, zinc, selenium, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6 and vitamin B12, phosphorus, magnesium, and potassium. And these nutrients has specific properties that help your body function optimally. So let's take a look at some of the nutrients that I'm talking about today. I'm talking about protein. Everybody wants it, everybody needs it, and everybody covets it. Beef has some of the highest concentrated protein at a whopping 27 to 35% at times. But it contains all the 9 essential amino acids needed for growth and maintenance of your bones and muscles. Let's talk about iron. Iron is an important component of hemoglobin, the substance in your red blood cells that carries oxygen from your lungs throughout your entire body so that you can have good circulation. If you don't get enough iron, your body can't make enough healthy oxygen. And if you can't make enough healthy oxygen, because all oxygen is healthy for that matter, things start to go bad. And granted, I'm not a medical doctor or anything like that, so you don't have to take my word for it. But in my opinion, you probably don't need a medical doctor to tell you that if you don't get enough oxygen running throughout your body, things are not going to be very well for you in that regard. Let's talk about vitamin V6. Vitamin V6 breaks down your sugars and fats and proteins. It helps create antibodies that support the immune system and red blood cells that deliver oxygen to the body. Vitamin B6 is important for your brain to work well. Also, B12 serves as the same type of vitamin function, essential function. It helps with blood circulation, brain function, and red blood cells. It's all there. B12 is needed for the synthesis and the regulation of fatty acids. It's needed for energy production. And you know what? I've told you in my videos on my channel. If you're not familiar with some of those videos, please go and check those out. But I am energetic these days. I can clean up the whole house, wash my truck, build beds and do the honeydew list, like cut trees, and then go and do a 45-minute workout without even getting tired. I mean, my energy level is just straight. It doesn't dip, it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, and I'm just incredibly happy. I mean, maybe that's why I feel like a young whippersnapper, ready to go at a moment's notice. I mean, who doesn't want more energy? And sitting on the couch and laying on the bed. You name it. I was doing all those in the middle of the day and I just didn't get anything done. I was not productive, and it was probably because I didn't have enough B12, enough B6. Let's talk about magnesium now. Let's just shift gears and talk about magnesium. I digress. Magnesium, it is said to have 300 biochemical reactions in the body. It helps to maintain normal nerve and muscle function. Who needs that? I do. You do. It supports a healthy immune system. I need that. Remember, guys, I told you that I had an irregular heartbeat. Well, magnesium keeps the heartbeat steady, and it helps bones remain strong. And it also helps adjust blood glucose levels. Maybe that's why people who are on the carnivore diet can now throw away their diabetic pills. Okay? I'm not lying to you. There are people who now that would tell you on the internet that they were quote unquote diabetic and they tried this all meat diet. They ate beef, they ate steak, however you want to call it, however you want to say, and now they're better. 100% better. And I'm 100% better. And I owe it all to the carnivore lifestyle. Let's talk about one more major component of beef's essential vitamins. Let's talk about potassium. Now, potassium, you need potassium to not only break down proteins and carbohydrates for fuel, but it helps build muscle and also controls the electrical activity of your heart. Okay? Potassium is also essential for your muscles not to lock up and get cramps, along with salt and magnesium. These all work together synergistically to make sure that you're running at your optimal best, especially if you're a gym rat like me, getting in the gym, working out, and doing things that most people who are eating the standard American diet are not doing. If you're going to eat all meat, these are the things that's going to change for you. You're going to be more primal in the sense that you're going to have all this energy that you're going to want to win the day and take over. So, my friends and family, I'm telling you right now, I've just named 5 nutrients and I haven't begun to cover them all. And I'm telling you, these are very important staples. And I've just mentioned beef alone. Beef alone has over several nutrients, and I haven't covered them all. So if you're worried about eating the carnivore diet, if you're worried about eating red meat and not being able to get all your essential vitamins and to be healthy, if you've heard what I had to say previously, I hope I made a believer out of you. Now, you need to do your own research. Again, most of this stuff is research that I've done, but also I'm speaking anecdotally. I'm speaking from me, what has happened in my life. And so I hope that you would start this journey and this lifestyle and find that eating beef is going to change your life in more ways than one. So, okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take on our IGB question of the week. You keep it locked here. Welcome back, folks. I got to welcome you back to the I Got Beef podcast. And I just want to thank you for listening. But more importantly, we do have a question, our IGB question of the week, and it comes from Mr. Tommy Dean, who asked, all my life I've been told that beef is the leading cause of heart disease. And why should I now trust that if I eat all meat, especially beef, that I won't have a heart attack? Well, that's a very good question, and I like to try to answer it as best I can. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I am an enthusiast of the carnivore diet. So I might be just a little bit biased, and that's only because it has worked for me. But let me just share with you. Many people regurgitate what they hear. They regurgitate what they see on television. They regurgitate what they see on articles and documentaries and things of that nature. And then they turn around and tell you, hey, you know what? Red meat is bad for you. And it's like smoking 10 packs of cigarettes. And people just go and tell everybody else, don't eat meat. Meat is bad for you. I tell people I'm getting ready to have a steak and steak only. Don't you do that. It's like cigarettes. It's going to clog your arteries. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm still standing. I've been eating meat my whole life, but I've had other things. I've had potato chips. I have had cookies and donuts and things of that nature. Those things on top of meat. And so I would like to submit to you that some of those findings that you speak of, some of those studies that you alluded to, are pretty much not studies that are concentrated on one person just eating meat. Now, there is actually a study, and I think it was a study back in the 1930s that we'll talk about, but it's just a little side note, where a man spent time with Eskimos, and all he ate was fish, and that's it. Pretty much, just he took the meat and put it on the fire. He ate that with salt water, and he lived healthy. Had a great blood panels, and these people lived into their hundreds. They lived a very long and productive life. Now, I believe we could do the same, because the fact is that the standard American diet allows for many, many different things that your body should not be processing. I mean, if you go to the store today and you look on the shelves, you will see things like no sugar substitutes, okay, like Splenda and different things of that nature. And when you look on the back, it'll say alcohol cane sugar, or it will say dextrose, and those type of things are just another name for sugar. If you look at people who eat salads all the time, they eat salads and all you see is them plop on a whole bunch of salad dressing on top, and those things have sugar. Those things has pressed oils and seed oils, things that your heart and that your body should not be ingesting and breaking down. But I submit to you that just eating meat, again, the carnivore lifestyle is an elimination lifestyle. It eliminates the processed foods, the things that you would get in these potato chips, the things that you would get in these quote unquote veggie sticks. It gets rid of the sugars, the oils, the different ingredients that you can't even name with your own mouth. I mean, you would try to read these different ingredients on the back of the packages, and then you just drive yourself crazy because you can't even pronounce it, let alone understand what they are. And I guarantee you, we will be diving into those things, because I'm the type of person who wants to dive into those things that I just quite don't understand and try to make sense out of them. But to answer your question, I really want to simplify it without trying to give you some wordy information that's coming off the internet and I sound like a robot and things of that nature. Simply, you want to just eliminate the processed foods. So, I mean, I'm an advocate for meat. I love steak. I love chicken. I love the carnivore diet, period. It hasn't failed me yet, and I don't believe it will. And so give steak a try. Give steak a try. It has nutrients. We covered those things. It is far better for you to do that than for you to, eat salad with a whole bunch of things that you don't need, like tomatoes and processed salad dressings and soy oil and all those different oils that is going to pretty much clog up your heart. That probably will more than the fat that comes from beef. Well, anyway, that is my 2 cents for a dollar, and I want to thank you for your question, and I thank all of you who listen to the weekly podcast, and tune in next week to I Got Beef podcast, and let's sink our teeth into more depth information on rudiment meat and its nutrition factors. And so until next time, live on purpose. Ciao.